What's up? What's up? I don't know if we lopsided, crooked, what? Well, I think I'm gonna turn this around. That's what I'm gonna do. How about this? Y'all see me? I hope so. I hope I ain't upside down. If I'm upside down, tell me so I can rotate this. Good afternoon. How y'all doing? This is your hostess with the mostest, Donna Smith, aka what? Lady D. I am I'm relaxing on this break I have here. I expected it to be a lot chilly, a lot more chilly outside, but it's nice. It's really nice. But anyway, I wanted to kind of discuss this thing about respect. And it was placed in my heart to go there because, you know, I have been coming up against some complaints from people about not being respected, and I've also had to deal with not being respected. So, I just wanted to kind of go there in regards to, usually some will sit up in a minute and complain about somebody else not giving them the respect that's warranted, but they are not respecting that person or the next themselves. And you have to be able to give it to get it. Bottom line. Now, this thing about name calling, you know, some, when they get angry, the first thing they want to do is verbally abuse you. You are all kinds of B's and H's and, you know, man, I could think of a whole bunch of stuff, but y'all feel me. You see where I'm going. But they get to calling you these names out of anger, um, and directing them strongly towards you. And then later they want to say they sorry or they didn't mean it or they just was mad or whatever. First of all, you are exercising no self-control. First of all. Second of all, is literally utterly no respect for the other person. Because if you love and respect somebody, it's just certain things you're just not gonna say or do. If you have to take 10 steps back, woosah, then that's what you get up. Okay, there we go. So, anyway, it's this thing about just having no respect. And usually those are very unhappy people. They're unhappy with themselves, their situation, and they want to sprinkle some of that unhappiness to you. But under no conditions of the sun, under the sun, should you ever allow one to disrespect you. And when it comes to um wanting, excuse me, I'm trying to put my barrette back up here. When it comes to wanting someone to respect you, you gotta give it. Because the first thing you hear is, well, you ain't respecting me, so, you H, you da 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 da, you punk. What man wants to be called a punk? That's not a good one. Or excuse the term, you know, he could be called. I don't even want to go there because I'm gonna say some things that it's off the record. But I'm just saying, people will verbally abuse you, and it's total disrespect, or they'll do something to you that is disrespectful. Um, Sometimes they talk to others about you that is disrespectful. Other times they sit up and they're around you, but they are faking the funk. And I can't stand, if you're not 100, if you can't be around me and you 100, don't be around me at all. Because the phony, the fake, the all that, I can't. I'm allergic to it. I really am. So if you want that respect, you got to give it. Now, what do you do if someone calls you out of your name? All of a sudden, they're angry. They don't have any self discipline. When they're angry, they verbally abuse, or sometimes they even want to try to lay hands on. But let's go with the verbal abuse. I'm talking about men or women, because there's women out here that's just as abusive as men. But someone calls you out of your name and is very offensive. And whether they leave a message on your phone, texting you, or they say it in person, either way, the message is very disrespectful. How do you deal with that? First of all, you're going to have to let the person know that you're not the one. You are, and I'm not saying not the one for them to be with or whatever. We'll get to that. But I'm saying you're not the one that they need to be throwing those type of jabs to. You just not going to take it. You're not going to tolerate it. And you're not going to deal with them. First of all. Um, it does not open up the gate for you to start bashing and calling names back. Because what good is that going to do other than you two are on a very disrespectful, childish plane? And as a grown, mature adult, who has time to be on a childish plane? I know I don't. So the energy that I can be putting into a lot of other things that I very well want to focus on in a positive way, why would I put that energy into arguing back and forth with you in regards to name calling? So it gets you nowhere to attack back with calling names. Just deal with a person mentally. Just don't even go back and forth with them. Let them, usually they are attention seekers, and they want to have a reaction to their action, and that's what they need. They need the attention. They want you to go back and forth with them. So they'll do things to trigger you. They'll do things to jab you, to get you to react and be in that zone of arguing. And that's how some are, who just love to argue. When you sit up and let them argue with themselves and you don't partake in the middle of that, sooner or later, it ain't going to be as satisfying to them. It's not going to be as thrilling, because it's like they're talking to themselves. You just block that out. Because once you interact in that attack, you're giving them the power to move you in a negative way and to take you out of content, whether you find it satisfying or not. It's taking you out of your whole zone, and putting you in a place where you are mentally and physically reacting in a way that's out of character. That's what I wanted to say, not content, character. It's taking you out of character. So why give them that power? If they disrespect you, deal with them in another way, and that's not dealing with a. Okay? That's not dealing with it. Bend over and tell them to kiss you where the door wants to hit you. Okay? You ain't got time for that. You don't want to stoop down to that particular level. So, someone calls you out of your name, let them talk to the hand, let them talk to themselves. It's total disrespect. And one thing I've learned is that you can't take back. Words are like swords. The tongue becomes a pointed knife and sword, and can cut you to sliver pieces. So once you're cutting sliver pieces, it's hard. You can't be put back together, right? So words cannot be taken back. So once you bring forth your dirty mouth and your negative vibe and your negative words and calling people names and saying things that you regret, you can't take it back. And especially if you are altered. Some people, when they drink or they get high, they become very mean and ugly. Some people go to sleep. Some people are funny and fun, and some people are mean. And that's when they want to come out and just slice and dice you. Well, with you continuously dealing with that person, and them continuously drinking or whatever they're going to do, you're going to continuously become the target and be disrespectful. So you have to get to a place where you identify that this is an issue and you're not going to deal with it. You're not going to deal with it. I remember once I was dealing with someone that their tongue was very vicious. And sometimes it didn't take you doing much. You might not have answered the phone or something when they called. I don't know. You couldn't. You was in the bathroom. You was asleep. Whatever the situation. But you got told a tale. Am I dealing with that person today? I know. I know. You know. So you have to make decisions and choices for yourself in demanding that you be respected. Now, sometimes when you put that demand out there and you let them know that, hey, I ain't the one, you got me messed up. You done messed up. I ain't dealing with it. As a matter of fact, we probably can't even be friends because I can't even trust where you coming from. And once you put your foot down like that, they're so surprised and shocked about it. Then they going to be trying to, do what they can to make amends and apologize. And they lost their mind and they was just in another place, and give them another chance until they ready to call you a B again. You know? And that's usually what happens. Because once a person goes there, they will go there again. I don't care what nobody say. Once they go there in a disrespectful way, and especially if you allow yourself to accept, you have accepted the fact that they went there, they gonna go there again. And then Houston, we have a problem. And it's to that point where you can't continuously keep blaming them, because why? Because you're allowing it to be done. You are allowing it to be done. And I don't know the statistics, but I think men and women both do it. But I know that there's a lot of women who complain that they're being called B's and H's and bops and hops and sluts and butts and everything else by who they with. Person end up apologizing, they make up, and it's a new day until the next time they feel like calling you that again. Why do they stay? I don't know. Why do they end up taking it? I don't know. But what I do know, you barking up a tree for disaster and for things to happen again. So that comes back to that space of self-worth, loving yourself enough where you put a barrier up in regards to what you will and will not deal with. And you stick to that. Don't sit up and fuss and scream and holler and cuss and do all this stuff, and then the next day or two, boo-boo's back in the bed and y'all clapping. Y'all clapping and everything's okay. Okay. What message are you giving? You giving them the message that I was mad right then, but I thought about it, I calmed down, and guess what? Okay, come on. Come on over here. Let's do this. And then another thing I want to bring up, you guys, situations that, I've kind of witnessed and stuff like that. If you have people that's semi in your circle, that's always talking about other folks, right? They got something bad, negative, whatever to say about other folks. Most likely, a person is going to assume that they talking bad about you too to other folks. So the best thing in regards to a situation like that is to stay out of the mess. Stay out of the mess of talking bad about people, period. Because you know what? Ain't nobody perfect. And every blemish that you find in someone else, you better look in the mirror. Because you probably going to find a couple of blemishes on your own big old forehead. Yeah, you will. Because nobody's perfect. So, who are we to pass judgment on another and always have something bad or come up with? There's a lot of enviness, there's a lot of jealousness, there's a lot of, some people just don't like you for whatever reason. They can't even tell you why. The person ain't never did nothing to them. They just don't like them. I've had people not like me, and I've been told I'm the most likable person around until you cross me. When you cross me, phew, man, I turn into something else. But for the most part, I'm never changing. I'm pretty much who I am. I'm a lovable, gullible type of person. But I'm not a pushover. I don't take no mess. I don't like folks that's not 100. I don't like mess. I don't like to be in the middle of it. I try to avoid it. If mess slaps me in the face, then I'm going to deal with you. But otherwise, I try to avoid it, and I'm going to deal with you differently with a long handle spoon. Because I'm at a mature stage in my life, and I pretty much have always been like this, but even gotten more so. Now that I'm at a mature stage in my life, I ain't got time for all that. I don't need my blood pressure going up. I don't need no headaches. I don't need no stomach aches, no bowel problems, no all that stuff, no aches and pain. I don't need that because of you. So, no, miss me with it. Now that's just me. But there are some call. Do you guys get these calls? You know what I'm saying? These scam calls, these scam calls or whatever. They get on my natural nerves. It's like they don't have nothing else to do but call people and mess with us and thinking we gonna answer the phone. And then when you listen to the message to see if they left a message, guess what? They ain't said nothing. Just hung up. Or they got some robotic message that they leave on there. And if they're not this person, call immediately or you're gonna be arrested. Boy, bye. Arrest me then. Arrest me. It just don't make no sense. But anyway, yeah, you got those who they just continuously always want to talk behind your back about you and backbite. And it don't matter if you're talking with one person or two or three persons or whatever. You're talking about someone, ostracizing them. You're making them look like they're just the worst person in the world, and kind of want everybody else to dislike them too. No, I've had very good friendships, sisterhoods, and stuff like that. I might not have really particularly liked one of their close friends or two or three of their close friends, but that was their close friends, and I was their close friend too. So I dealt with those other people, but I didn't particularly care for them. But that's not my call. That was that person's call because that was their friend, and I would happen to be their friend too. So, you know, I might not have always hung out with them like that all together, but sometimes certain events, you had to do what you had to do. And you had to be mature enough about it to just have a good time. So I can't expect my friend to want to like everybody that I like and vice versa. So you learn these things as you become mature. But you got those who backbite, who talk mess about you, who run and tell on you, especially in the workplace. Man, that could be the messiest situation. They run, every time you turn around, they running in there in the manager's office saying something crazy, and you like, what? Because it comes back to you. And and now here you are, the person that don't tell on nobody. You see it all. Woo, 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 woo. But you just, you stay in your zone. You do what you got to do. You figure it'll be seen sooner or later. But they running in there telling oh, what's the name? Was scratching their arm too long. Oh, they had to go in the bathroom and they stayed a little too long. Not knowing if you was throwing up or doing whatever in there, but just wanting to always tell on you. Oh, so-and-so is just not doing work as fast as me. Well, everybody got a different type of work ethics. Everybody work differently, speeds and They got their different way, weaknesses and strengths, and you balance and you become a team and you balance one another and you work together, okay? Everybody's not on the same page. But as long as you're doing things that's not, you know, causing issues or making you look uncredible, incredible, however you want to say that, um, I don't have a problem with it. Do you? Because I know they watching and I'm doing me. Okay, so long as it ain't making me look like I'm doing something wrong, whatever. But you got those that run and just always want to have something negative. I don't care how cute you looking. I don't care how not cute you looking. I don't care what you're doing. They got something to say about you, and they the biggest ones in there that's doing a whole lot. Okay, but they want to shine the light on you. So we need to stay in our lane. We need to treat people in the way that we want to be treated. Stop always being the mouthy mouth, you know. Stop disrespecting people, but you want respect yourself. Stop the name calling, because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't deal with that. You call me out of my name, okay, boy bye, girl bye, whatever. I ain't dealing with you because you disrespectful. And I don't disrespect people. I treat people in the way I want to be treated. So when you put me in a zone where I'm stressing up and climbing up and I'm ready to say some things that's ugly, or I say some things that ugly, which usually I don't. But if you take me there, I have went there before in my lifetime, it's an ugly place. And it's not me. You have taken me out of my character, and I don't like that. So let's be mindful. Let's keep the respect. Let's keep the love. Let's have our focus on treating others in the way that we want to be treated. And that comes with conversation. That comes with doing things for one another. That comes from steering away from the gossip meal. Because the gossip mill is wicked. Because you know what? The story changes through each hand. It's like a baton in a race. You pass the baton to this person, that person, this person. And every time the baton is exchanged, guess what? The story changes. So by the time you get to the 10th person that the baton has reached, that story has created a whole nother story in itself. And it's like, huh? So you just need to be careful. Stay out of the gossipy stuff. Just focus on yourself. Do what you gotta do. Stay respectful. Stay loving. And I gotta go. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. Have a great day. This is your hostess with the mostest, Donna Smith, aka Lady D. I'm here in the house with some afternoon thoughts for you today and just about every day, okay? And you guys have a wonderful one. Love one another. Be good. See you soon. Mwah.